Hey everyone, what is going on? And welcome back to another meta guide. So we have the Master League Premier Classic beginning Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time alongside the Open Master League. So in the Master League Premier Classic, you could not use legendary or mythical Pokemon as well as Pokemon that have been excelled. So level 40 is going to be the maximum, no legendaries or mysticals. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad this was back. Last season, this was not a thing. You know, it's been a couple seasons, but I'm glad that they're bringing it back. Because if you don't have the exo candies like me for the legendaries, you're really happy with this meta. But either way, let's go ahead and take a look at some of it. We have a couple new additions here. So starting things off in the S rank, we do have Florges. Now Florges was around in the past, but it had Vine Whip, and now it has Fairy Wind, getting to those moves really fast. So Moonblast, so powerful. So fast. I think Florges is going to be one of the best Pokemon in this meta, probably. I'm sure you'll see this a lot. Doesn't matter what color it is, red, blue, yellow. It doesn't really matter. Whichever region you live in, you could use your Florges. Then we're going to have Dragonite. So Dragonite does have a new move. Superpower, of course. Superpower for this season. It does get walled by those fairy types like Florges, but it's going to be doing well against steel types. It's going to have play against the steel type Pokemon. And yeah, Dragonite has always been good, right, for the Master League Classic. It's going to be good here, even though it gets walled by fairy types. It's still going to be a powerful Pokemon. Then we have Gyarados. Now Gyarados has multiple great fast moves. It has Waterfall, it has Dragon Breath, it even has the legacy move Dragon Tail. I probably wouldn't use Dragon Tail just because, unless you have it already. Because you do have to use an Elite TM, and Dragon Breath gets the job done. But such a powerful move. All three of those moves. It really depends on the team whether or not you want a Dragon fast move or a Water fast move. But yeah, both of them really solid. All of those moves really solid. Then we have Garchomp. Garchomp is a great one with its Community Day move Earth Power. Also has Mudshot and Dragon Tail, so you can pick which move you want, again, depending on your team. Then we have a Charm user, Togekiss. So Togekiss, of course, Charm, going to be really, really powerful, right? They didn't nerf Charm this season. No reason why it wouldn't be good this season, right? It's definitely going to be really solid. And then we have Metagross. Metagross has always been a great fan favorite of these Premier Classic, this Master League Premier Classic, because it's just so powerful. It maxes out really high, even at level 40. It has powerful moves like Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, its Community Day move. You definitely do want the Community Day move. And then it has a powerful Earthquake attack. I have seen people run Psychic. Psychic hits like Gyarados. I like Earthquake, but both moves are good. Definitely want that Meteor Mash, though, in my opinion. So that's going to be the S rank. Moving on to the A rank, we do have Snorlax or Shadow Snorlax. A great safe swap, right? I mean, just safe swap it in. Even if they have a fighting type as an answer, I mean, you're still doing a lot of damage with the body slam. You get to it really fast. So it's a great Pokemon. I ran Skullbash actually once upon a time. So you could run Skullbash, maybe surprise some of those dragon types. Similar with Outrage. I think the most common moveset is probably going to be Superpower. But yeah, I mean, Skullbash is great. Outrage is great. Earthquake is even good. So yeah, I mean, powerful Pokemon that you will definitely see, and you've seen since the beginning of Go Battle League in all three leagues, right? Then we have another Charm user. We have Primarina. So Primarina is kind of unique because it's also a water type. It's a water fairy type, so it's not weak. It is not weak to those steel attacks like Meteor Mash or Bullet Punch from Metagross. It is taking neutral damage, but it's not weak to those moves. So Primarina, I mean, yeah, still a great Pokemon. All right, definitely a great Pokemon. Still going to be taking a lot from the Metagross. And Metagross, of course, being a steel typing, is resisting Charm. But I think if you're going with like a double Charm team, I do like Primarina on that team. Then we have another Dragon Tail user. We have kommo-o. So kommo-o, great Pokemon, kind of a new addition, right, for this Master Premier Classic. Yeah, I mean, if you're going double Dragon or something, I mean, this and Dragonite definitely get the job done. And then we have Sneasler. So Sneasler is yet another new addition with Shadow Claw. And then it has X-Scissor, which you probably wouldn't run. It has Close Combat, though. Close Combat's a powerful move. Has Aerial so super effective towards the Dragon types, super effective towards the Fighting types. So a really powerful Pokemon. It's just really frail, but it is a really powerful one. Then we have, of course, Swampert. You guys know Swampert. Swampert needs no introduction here. I do like Sludge Wave on Swampert in the Master Premier Classic. Earthquake obviously has its uses against steel types like Metagross, but with Sludge Wave you could hit fairy types like Florges, Togekiss, Primarina, things like that. Even like Dragonite, because Dragonite would resist Earthquake, of course, right? So moving on to the B tier, we do have Magnezone, so another great steel type. Magnezone is a great Pokemon. We have seen it does get walled by ground types like Garchomp and Excadrill, but other than that, it's a pretty good Pokemon. Then we have Excadrill, which is a great one as well, doing well against like, I mean, it could do well against like the Metagross, right? Against steel types, with it gets the drill run really fast with Mud Shot, so pretty cool Pokemon. Then we have Mamoswine, so Mamoswine with the Powder Snow and Avalanche, so looking pretty good there. Yeah, so that's going to be the SA and B tier, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the other options. So we do have Electivire or Shadow Electivire. It gets to the moves fast. I mean, Ice Punch is strong against the Dragon types. Wild Charge is just a powerful move all in all, right? It will be hitting really hard, but it is really frail as well. Then we have Wolverine or Shadow Wolverine. So yes, this was nerfed. I don't think you'll see this too often in the Master Premier Classic, but it definitely has some play. Being an ice type against all the dragon type Pokemon, yeah, it has play, even against like the steel types because of the earthquake, so definitely has play. You'll probably see it, probably won't be too common, but I'm sure you'll see it. Then we have Machamp. Machamp is one of the fighting types in this meta. Machamp and Conkeldurr, both with counter, both strong Pokemon. Sylveon is another Charmander you could run. I do like Togekiss and Primarina, but if you don't have one of those, Sylveon can get things done. Avalugg, just another ice type, similar to Wolverine. We talked about Conkeldurr. Haxorus. Haxorus is walled by fairy types. It does have counter, so that is good. And then it also has Night Slash and Dragon Claw, so it does get to the moves fast. It is walled, as I mentioned, by fairies, but other than that, looking pretty good. I mean, it's really strong. It has a high attack, so I've seen Haxorus. I've seen Haxorus quite a bit in the Master Premier Classic, so I think it will be relevant. And then we have another fighter, Sirfetch'd. Then we have another Dragon, Goodra, and we also have Hippowdon. So Hippowdon, what is it, with Ice Fang? So doing really well against those dragons, doing well against Togekiss because of the ice attack. There's a lot of dragons, as we've mentioned, right? Gardevoir's another Charmander. It's really, really frail. I prefer the bulkier ones, but it's another Charmander for you. And then Gengar is another option. But again, I think the best Pokemon are going to be in the SA and B tier. But anyway, that's going to be the Master Premier Classic for you. We're going to go ahead and move on to the solid team options. So the first team, we do have Dragonite or Shadow Dragonite with Double Steel. We have seen this team in the past in the Master Premier Classic. Of course, the Dragonite going to be really weak. I mean, it can't touch like Florges, right? It can't touch other, charm users. Can't do anything against fairies. So if you run into a fairy, you could save swap into like the Metagross. Maybe lure out the ground type if they have one. And then Magnezone, of course, is resisting Charm. It's resisting, the fairy moves, Florges. So pretty strong team in my opinion. I see no reason why this wouldn't work. But then we're going to go ahead and move into a double charm team. So Garchomp double charm, so by half further, did hit Legend in Season 10 with Garchomp double charm. I think he was running Mudshot, definitely running Mudshot. So obviously the goal is to switch out and lure out the Steel type. He's had games where he switched into Togekiss, lured out like the Metagross or the Magnezone, and lost that matchup, but still ended up winning because it wasn't double steel. Obviously, you're going to lose to double steel, but he was running Sylveon and not Primarina. He doesn't have a Primarina, or at least he didn't at the time. But yeah, that's the only type he's actually ever hit Legend, so he was really excited about that. But either way, Double Charm is just so powerful. If you're not running into the double steel team, it's going to do really well. Then we have another team. We have a very similar team to the Double Charm. We have Garchomp with Double Fairy. I thought this could be pretty good. Florges being the safe swap. It's not Double Charm again, so if you safe swap into Florges, they might not instantly think of a Charm user in the back because Florges is not a Charm user, right? So I think it's kind of like quote-unquote fake Charm, Double Charm, fake Double Charm, whatever you want to call it, obviously. So I think that could be pretty good. Might want to try that out myself. We'll see. Then we're going to move on to another team. We have Florges in the lead. Florges is really strong with Gyarados and Metagross. So Gyarados, I think, is a great safe swap. You could go with Dragon Breath or Waterfall. I like Waterfall a lot in the Master Premier Classic, but both moves obviously going to be really strong. Yeah, really great team. If you have Waterfall, it does well against the Excadrill, right? Of course, the Dragon Breath will do better against the Dragons. Waterfall will do better against the Fairy users. But, yeah, I mean, if you don't really need, I guess, an answer to fairy users, considering you have the Metagross, so you don't really need that waterfall for the fairy users, I guess. So Dragon, I mean, they're both good. They're both really strong, right? Then we're moving on to another team. We have kommo-o in the lead with Snorlax being the safe swap, and Metagross. So Snorlax, of course, is a great swap. If you have a bad lead and you want to get out of there, Snorlax is going to be a great answer. Then we have another team with Togekiss in the lead with Sneasler and Excadrill. So a Charmeleon in the lead I think could be really strong. A lot of those Metagross hang out in the back, not all the time, but I think this could be a really strong team. And of course the two answers in the back gonna do pretty well, right, against like Metagross. I guess Sneasler might not necessarily do the greatest against it, because I mean Shadow Claw is super effective though, so it does have that going for it. And then of course it also has close combat, so it's not bad. But either way, these are going to be the teams. Let me know what team you plan on running in the Master Premier Classic. I'm curious to hear about it, because this is finally coming back. It wasn't here last season, and I'm excited about it. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.